This is a Best Syndication News video production. This is the Pinon Hills MAC meeting on February 7, 2008. Special guests include Eric Jacobson from the San Bernardino Transportation Agency and Richard Hall from the Mojave Water Agency. This is that meeting.
You don't want to? Sure.
Next is Richard Hall, he's president of the Mojave Water Agency.
Past president.
Oh,
I'm one of the directors now. I was in the past, it gets rotated around, and I guess when I gave you my card this one, I was president and didn't have the right one. My apologies. Don asked me to come and speak, and I do have a couple of presentations here. Most of all, I wanted to be able to tell you who we are. One of the things that the Mojave Water Agency did was to try to find out how many people knew about MWA, and we put it in the newspapers, and etc., and did a survey. We found in the survey that only 18% of the people that were surveyed knew what MWA was. And out of that 18%, only 5% had any idea of what MWA did. So we learned that we needed to get into the community and tell people what MWA is all about and what is our programs and what do we do for you. So I've given, does everybody have a handout? I do have some extras in the back. If you don't, let us know. And I'll try to go through this fairly quickly and tell you a little bit about us, and then tell you some of the, take on one program that we have. We have several, and I think you might be interested in one of the programs that we have. First of all, as you know, California is unique. One of the things that makes us unique is that we build a canal, which is in your neighborhood. It comes from Northern California down, it goes all the way down to San Diego. And, but now we're in a crisis. We've known for a long time. If you haven't seen the newspaper, there's been several articles throughout the state about we being in a drought. There's a water crisis. A couple of those issues are dealing with the peripheral canal issue. There was going to be an issue of being put on the ballot for November, but that's been set aside. And the issue came out of the issue of the Delta. And I don't know how many have heard about the Delta smelt. The little fish has been in danger. Well, this is one of the things that is affecting our ability to get water from north to bring it down here to south. As you know, we're a desert. And that is not the only thing that is affecting that issue. We know that earthquake is an issue, and also global warming. The politicians and others say that we're in. I won't go into debate upon that issue, but it is affecting the ability to get the water from north to bring down here to the south into our desert region. Now, on my chart there, I indicate an overview. Simply, this overview is saying, what is MWA's responsibility? Our responsibility is to ensure that we have water for present and for the future. And I'll go why that is the case a little bit later in these charts, if I may. The next chart, it says, who is Mojave Water Agency? Well, Mojave Water Agency is one of the 29 contractors for the California Aqueduct. You helped, those who were here in 1960 were the ones who voted on creating a boundaries for the Mojave Water Agency and made us a beneficiary of the California Aqueduct. Now, Mojave Water Agency was created in 1960 by a vote of the people within the boundaries. And the boundaries are 4,900 square miles. It goes clear down to Newberry Springs, goes off to Yucca Valley, and it goes up to the mountain range. Now, that covers, as of present date, and that could change, 29 communities. Pretty good size for that kind of boundary. Actually, we are the largest district in the United States, and we are the largest county also in the United States. Now, going on to explain who we are. Now, your new CSA, is that right? CSD or CSA? D. The new CSD is a person that would, if you're tied to their water lines, you pay them directly for the water to your house. We are not a retailer. We are a wholesaler. What does that mean? MWA, as I said, was one of the 29 contractors for the California Aqueduct. That gave us, the community if you will, that gave us the right to buy water out of the aqueduct and our allocation, or our Title A allocation, is 75,800 feet of water. And what does that mean? Okay. Turn your chart. We've got some nice little cute little pictures. One says an acre foot is 326,000 gallons of water. If you would go and get a milk carton, 1 gallon, you would get 326,000 of these is 1 acre feet. I'm sure that would fill the parking lot, or a little bit more than a parking lot. The next picture was another little cute one, which is, it is the same thing of 1 foot of water for an acre. And most football fields is about an acre, if you're familiar with that. Some are smaller, some are bigger, but basically a football field is 1 acre. So you would go onto a football field, and 1 foot high of water is what an acre foot is. And we have the right of getting 75,800 feet of that water from the aqueduct. Now, the next chart is a diagram of the Mojave Agency boundaries, as you can see. It looks pretty big, or pretty small, however you want to look at it. But as it indicated to you, it goes off to Yucca, to Newberry Springs. And I believe we hit Kramer Junction out that direction. Now, we're governed by 7 directors. At one time, when they first started, MWA had 13 directors, but that was modified later to become 7. Now, as you can see in your black and white picture, I don't know how well it's coming out there, and it's probably a small one too, but these are the 7 directors that we have in the boundaries. Your area is one that is in my district, and if you go to the next chart, they'll come down. There's another chart that breaks us down into each of us have our own district. We're elected within, and I'll get to that. Let's go to the next chart. And on the next chart it says, well, what is MWA doing? In the beginning, MWA was basically a party. They had 13 directors, and they had nothing to do. They couldn't do anything. Well, you said, well, how's that? Well, MWA, when it was created, it was really a small area. Pinon, I bet you had probably 2 or 3 houses out here, maybe 4. And Hesperia had 4 or 5 in 1960, so it was really sparse. Victorville probably was the biggest, and Barstow definitely was the main hub of the area. So there wasn't a whole lot of people. So the assessment, now if you get your tax bill, you will notice 2 little things on your tax bill. It says MWA 1 and MWA 2. The state created a law for every one of the contractors, and it wasn't a choice or an option. We wanted to be able to have the right to getting water. So in order to have that...
This has been a Best Syndication News video production.